Okay, then I've got an MRE. Now these aren't light, and they're not compact either. But this is loaded with calories. This one happens to be vegetarian MRE. They don't taste so great, but in here you've got salt, pepper. There's usually a little bottle of Tabasco. You've got an entree. You've got a side. They usually give you a little dessert, so there's probably a pack of M&Ms in here or something like that. I mean, you can split this up, and this can last you several days. It'll keep you nourished. Usually, if you had one of these a day, that'd be great. But you could stretch it out if you really needed to. And it's preserved forever. I mean, the thing's good for a long time. Okay, and in here I have my Hatchet. This is for wood processing and shelter building. The first thing I would do if I was in the woods, that is, a lot of reasons to bug out that you wouldn't need to go to the woods. That's one other thing I've seen in a lot of YouTube videos about bugging out. Is I'm bugging out and I'm surviving in the wilderness. You're not necessarily going to be surviving in the wilderness. You may be in a rural area or an urban area. You may be in a big city. But if I'm in the wilderness, that's what this is for. I'm sure there's uses for it not in the wilderness, but shelter building and wood processing for fires. Okay, now, as far as wilderness goes, my least favorite thing in the world are bug bites and mosquito bites. If I was just covered in mosquito bites, I would probably want to jump into the river and just give up. So, bug spray is a serious part of my bug out bag. I have 2 full bottles, different strengths of DEET. This one's 100%. This one's a little bit less. Okay, because DEET keeps the bugs off. Poncho. This is part of shelter. You can use it for water gathering when it rains. You can funnel it into a container, and then you can just use it for shelter or protection from the elements itself. Very lightweight, very easy to carry. That's a no-brainer. A large landscaping-sized black trash bag. Again, shelter building. It's an easy, quick shelter. Okay. Let's see what else I got in here. Okay, now this is my survival knife. This is a Benchmade 510 Rant Bowie. This is my favorite knife to carry. It's nice and light. It's a good strong blade. It's thick enough to pry with if you have to. It'll hold an edge for a long time. Nice grippy handle, nice and durable. You could lash it to a stick to be a spear. Food preparation, I mean there's 1,000 uses for this. And it's lightweight and easy to carry. That, combined with my hatchet, are my main cutting tools. I've got about right around 2 pounds here, and those are my cutting instruments. I also, for cutting instruments, I have one backup blade. Now, like I said before, I like things that are multi-purpose for the same size or weight of something that's single-purpose. And this is a Leatherman Freestyle CX. It's a pair of pliers, as well as a small blade. You could use this for bushcraft. You could carve sticks with it if you wanted. You can clean game with it. You can use it for any task that wouldn't really require a large blade. Basically just to save blade, basically save edge on your main blade. This one you want to take care of. You can do this for all the other smaller tasks. You can also use it to barter with. If somebody else doesn't have a knife and you have 2 of them, you've got some piece to trade. They might have something you need. They might have food or water, and you're hungry. So you can easily give this one up. So good idea for a backup blade. Now there's a lot of knife guys, and I'm a little bit of one myself, but there's a lot of knife guys that they've got. I saw one video. The guy had 13 knives in his bag. Now you got to think about it. If you're going to have to survive and rely on this bag, are you going to need 13 knives to carry into the woods with you? No, not at all. I mean, what I have may be too much. You know, I may not even be in the woods. I may not need to get firewood, so I may not need the axe. You may be in another situation where you have to get through a door, though, in an urban environment, and the axe will be very helpful. So there are other uses for it, but you got to keep it. You got to keep it trim. You got to keep it reasonably lightweight. So whatever you choose to carry. Okay, they say if it can't be fixed with duct tape, it isn't broken. And there's some truth to that. What I'm carrying here, I'm not wrapping. Oh, some people wrap a credit card with duct tape, you know, and you get like 5 feet on there or something. I want to carry a little more than that because I think it's a very important part of survival, especially wilderness survival. A lot of things can be done with duct tape. So this is a 1-inch roll. I think it's 30 feet. It's actually already got little splits in the end here, so you can strip it off, and you can use a strip at a time. You can make cordage out of this. You can tie things up. You can seal leaks in things. You can build shelters. This combined with a trash bag or a poncho, and very valuable. So this is actually 1-inch Gorilla Tape. Very strong duct tape. Compact, easy to carry, and it's not super heavy. Here I've got light sticks. You just crack these and they light up for light source. They're pretty lightweight. I don't think I would need this many, but you can mark a path. If there's somebody, you know, if you've got to split up or somebody's going to meet you somewhere, you can mark an area, especially at night, and you'll be able to see these really well. You know, you can use it like a flare. You can attract fish with them at night. There are uses for those. I don't think I need that many, but I had them, so I put them in there. Cordage. Here's 50 feet of paracord, Rothko camo paracord. It's camouflage color. This is the stuff that you put up when you don't want people to see you. If I'm living in the woods or surviving in the woods, I don't necessarily want people to see where I keep all my supplies and where I'm at. So, bags camouflage. That brings me to another point, actually. A lot of people say, well, you don't want camouflage because you don't want to look like you're military because you're going to be a target and stuff. Well, I say I do want to look like military. That's why I want to look like Special Forces military. Because nobody's going to mess with me. The 210-pound guy carrying a military backpack and a survival knife, weapon of some kind, nobody's going to mess with you. I would much rather look like a guy that nobody wants to mess with than look like a guy who's carrying a lifetime worth of supplies on his back and has no way to protect himself. If you have a giant bright red backpack, like my backpacking pack, a giant bright red backpack, and you're walking through the woods and everybody else is just struggling to survive and has no supplies, they look at you and they think, well, geez, he's ready for the next 100 years here, so that's the guy to take out. I don't want to be a target for that, so. Hence the camo and the little more rugged stuff. Okay, Ziploc bags are great. They can be used for containers. You can hold water in them. You can do lots of things with Ziploc bags. But you can also organize your stuff. So you can easily see here, and I actually use these when I'm traveling. I know when I'm going on a trip, okay, my toiletries bag. This is here. I've got Listerine. I've got sunblock. I've got dental floss, chapstick. Chapstick. If you're outside a lot, you're going to be exposed to the sun. You need some chapstick. Plus, you don't want people to think you're a zombie and take you out. If your lips are all flaking off, they might think that. Toothbrush. For me, toothbrush, Listerine, and dental floss is a luxury item. I don't think you need it, but I just feel a lot better when I'm brushing my teeth and flossing. I hate when I get stuff stuck in my teeth. Toothpaste, I got in there. I've got wet ones. I've got camp soap. This stuff's like super concentrated. It's just a couple ounces, and you can wash dishes, wash clothes, hands, anything. Okay. Okay, now I've got my pharmacy bag here. These are all the medications, well, a few medications, let's say, that you could use on a daily basis. I've got Sudafed, I've got another allergy pill, I've got a cold pill, I've got NyQuil, I've got Benadryl for allergies, I've got Sucrets for sore throats, I've got some cough drops, 2 tubes of Advil here, I've got vitamins. If you're living in the woods and you find something, you know, we're not cavemen. We didn't grow up in the woods. We don't necessarily know everything that you can eat. We're going to have a pretty, you know, once you run out of food, you're going to have a pretty steady diet of whatever the thing is that you can find to eat. And it may be the same thing, you know, and you may not be getting very good nutrients. So, vitamins.